I will be discussing the Liberian Exodus and the connection between South Carolina and Liberia, West Africa. The Liberian Exodus refers to the repatriation of over 200 Black people from South Carolina to Liberia on board the ship Azor in 1878. 11 years after the abolishment of American chattel slavery, the return of the Democratic Party, in contrast to what it is today, took to power in South Carolina. As a result, there was a campaign of violence against the Black citizens of South Carolina. With this concern, a sparked interest of the repatriation became a thought. Similar feelings could be felt across the South due to Black codes, which restricted Black people's rights to own property, conduct business, buy and lease land, and move freely through public spaces, along with lynchings. Black leaders in South Carolina, such as Richard Harvey Kane, Harrison Bowie, George Curtis, and the Reverend B.F. Porter, responded to the interest in Black repatriation by incorporating the Liberian Exodus Joint Stock Steamship Company in the spring of 1877, naming Porter as its president. In January 1878, hundreds of potential repatriates from all over South Carolina came to Charleston, despite the opposition of white employers who feared losing cheap labor. Although the company lacked the necessary funds for a Liberian voyage, however, Porter worked hard to acquire a vessel, a clipper ship named the Azor. On March 21st, 1878, the Azores set a sail carrying 206 repatriates from South Carolina to Liberia. Throughout the 42-day journey, repatriates endured delays, deaths, and debt in Sierra Leone. When they arrived in Liberia, they were short of money and supplies. News of the disastrous crossing discouraged hundreds of Black Carolinians who were waiting in Charleston for passage to Liberia. The cost of the Azores' first voyage wiped out the company's capital. The company planned a commercial voyage to Liberia in February 1879 to raise funds, but the ship never sailed. The Azore was sold at auction in November 1879. Some of the Azore repatriates returned to South Carolina disappointed, but others enjoyed success in Liberia. In 1880, it was reported that 173 of the Azore repatriates were still in Liberia. Here are a few notable South Carolinian repatriates and their Liberian descendants. We have James S. Smith, Liberia's sixth president from 1871 to 1872. Smith repatriated to Liberia in 1833 with another ship as a child. However, he became an orphan when his parents succumbed to malaria. Smith later returned to the United States and as a young man and studied medicine. After completing his medical training in the United States, Smith returned to Liberia as the American Colonization Society physician in 1849 in Sino County in Bassa Cove in Grand Bassa County. Smith was first elected to the Liberian Senate from Grand Bassa County in 1855 and later became Secretary of State. As the running mate of presidential candidate Edward J. Roy, he captured Liberia's vice presidency in the election of May 1869. When Roy was removed from office, Smith succeeded him and served as Liberia's sixth president from November 1871 until January 1872. Smith's tenure as president remains the shortest in Liberia's history. After stepping down as president, Smith returned to Buchanan and served as superintendent of Grand Bassa from 1874 to 1884. We also have William Richard Talbot Jr., Liberia's 20th president from 1971 to 1980. His grandfather, Daniel F. Talbot from Greenwood County, South Carolina, was on the Azore ship that sailed to Liberia. Lastly, another way that there is a connection between South Carolina, Liberia, and Sierra Leone is because the Gullah Geechee people of the Low Country region of the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida. Many have ties to the Gola ethnic group of Liberia and the Kisi, Mande, Mandinka, Temne ethnic groups of Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia, along with the Congo Empire. I thank you all for watching. See you all in the next video. Bye.